It's about a quarter cup. Alright. See what we got here. Alright guys, I had a handful of subscribers that wanted to see some steam baking in the Jetboil. Some that weren't even familiar with steam baking at all, so going to do that with some, got here, it's add water only banana nut mix, muffin mix from Walmart. And what I did was divide it in half, and all I'm using is produce bags, the kind that you use the wire ties on. And we're going to do half at a time because the sole isn't going to be able to accommodate doing the whole thing in one shot, plus it probably wouldn't come out good. And I'm actually going to add some, this banana. Alright, banana in there. And yeah. Alright, so I'm just going to take this banana and kind of mush it up inside the mix. Mash it right up in there. Alright. And that looks about right. Normally what I do is I just put the wire tie on the top just because it's a little more convenient than tying a knot. And you're going to put it on loosely because you're going to need a place for water vapor to escape. So, thinking that's pretty darn good. And I'll take off some of this plastic so it's not flopping around inside of the sole. Alright. And here's the actual setup for the Jetboil steaming kit. I just use the existing metal that they give you to accommodate, it's a standoff to accommodate other pots other than the Jetboil. And I just turn that upside down and take a aluminum drain cover from a hardware store, drop it in the middle there. I'll throw in, this is going to have to probably going to take at least 20 minutes or so. I'm going to put in about an inch of water on the bottom. There we go. And I'll keep an eye on that, the amount of steam that's coming up through the cover. It's relatively warm out today, so just going to use a basic windscreen. I'm not going to have to do too much covering on this, and we'll go from there. Alright, so I'll get the windscreen going a little bit here, and we're going to take this muffin mix and we're just going to plop it onto the top of the drain. And as this begins to steam inside, the steam will surround the bag and begin to cook the mix. Instead of doing a dry bake, you're doing a steam bake. Alright, so this is like 30 seconds in, and you can see it's boiling. The pot is bopping around, and we're just going to lower the flame so that it's not continually popping off there. Alright guys, I want you to take a look at the flame down here. As you can see, the flame is, here you go, very, very low. So once you get it to the boil, you're going to kick it down low. It's not going to use a lot of fuel, and just keep it running. Alright guys, you'll notice I still have some steam coming out. If you stop seeing steam come out, take a little bit of water, crack open the top, and just pour some in. I'm actually just going to add a little bit just to show you how it can be done, because I got plenty of water in there. And then kick up the flame a little bit initially, and there you go. Bring it to temperature and bring it back down. You don't want to run out of water in the steam baking. If you run out of water, your plastic is going to melt because it's going to touch the heated metal interior of the pot. It's going to be a little bit of a mess. So you want to make sure that you do not run out of water, and you will also burn your pot. And there's no fun in burning that pot. Alright, while I've got a minute guys, I'll just say a word about the knife I'm using. This is by CRKT. Columbia River makes a nice neck knife. This is the S.P.E.W. FOLTS. and I love it. I love the blade. It's a little more aggressive, whether you're going to use it for as a defensive weapon in a survival or backpack and with the, whatever. It's got a great handle on it. I gotta give you one issue with this. The sheath doesn't hold the knife in well, and I stabbed myself in the chest last week with it. What I had to do was reheat it with the hairdryer and press it down, and I've got a really good positive lock. I've actually got to work to get it out, and that's the way I like it. I don't want this coming out in my t-shirt and stabbing me in the chest like it did. I also added some paracord on these rings here because when you slide the knife in and out, they just don't look like they're as robust as they should be, or they should be a little bit closer to the edge here, a little closer to the blade, so that it would put a little more force on this Kydex to keep it closed. But I love the blade, but be really careful, guys. If you have this, if you feel like the sheath is a little loose, go right ahead and get your hair dryer out and press it down and let it cool in the more closed position, so that you can get a real positive lock on there. I fixed it about a week ago, and it's working great. Just make sure you don't get stabbed, guys. You should have some muffin here and a little. This was actually cooking for about the same amount of time as they said. As you can see, pretty fluffy. Done. Oh my god, good. And the banana that I put in here, oh my god, delicious. I put some fresh banana in with it. Oh, hot. Delicious. So if you get a chance, guys, that's pretty much how the steam baking goes. You want to make sure that you maintain water in the bottom, or you will scorch your pan, or you will burn the plastic. Not a big deal. If you're almost running out, you should be pretty good with it. And the time that it says on the directions, if you keep that steam coming out the top, it should be close. All right, I think it'll probably take on a longer end. This was supposed to take 16 to 21 minutes, and I believe it's been on around 25 minutes. Let me tell you, it's delicious, guys. All right, safe trails. Peace.